Greetings. So this is our Blackboard site for News 315 in summer 2015. So how will this work? Most of you probably are familiar with Blackboard, so I'm not going to go through the basics. However, because this online course is designed to set up with certain metrics in the iLearn department, there's certain things in here that I have outlined for you. So this might be a good place to begin just to make sure that you have the necessary technical requirements in order to work the course. This is an online class, remember, so you are in the driver's seat. I provide you with resources and content and overviews in the form of videos such as this one that you're watching right now. However, you have to pace yourself and you have to determine how much remedial information and instruction you need in order to complete the activities and the quizzes that have been assigned for each week. So more on that when we get to the syllabus. But for the time being, I just wanted to show you that I have links in here. I also have an explanation of how you deal with some of the links over to the left. So that's just the basics for online courses. But it is important that you look at that, if nothing else, just to scan it. Announcements, those will occur from time to time, especially as we have changes, if we have changes to deadlines and such. I actually need to update this. I just see that now. But nevertheless, you have over at the left this course syllabus in its entirety, but you also have just the schedule. And there's some information here about me. I'll give you a little bit more information about myself in a different video if you haven't already watched that. But I do then give you an option through Blackboard to email me or to Skype with me. I give you how to download Skype if you haven't already done that, and then how to find me. And I would encourage you to, as you need to, contact me for additional instruction, guidance. It's up to you. Again, you're in the driver's seat. So that's both a good and a bad thing with online learning. In my experience, some students perceive online courses as easier. And I guess that could be true if that person has the discipline to make sure that they are where they need to be and when in the week to week modules. But I also find that some students actually find it to become more difficult because there isn't that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or that Tuesday, Thursday schedule to keep them honest, where we meet, they see me, they see their peers. This isn't like that. You're going to get a module every week from me with a couple of overview videos. I may consult a PowerPoint to highlight and emphasize certain takeaways, but I find it quite boring to just do a PowerPoint with my audio. I don't really see a need to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you links, I'm going to send you resources that, again, you'll have to determine how much or how little you need in order to complete the week's assignments, exercises, quizzes, what have you. So that's the idea, is just to make myself available, and that's what this middle section is. Finally, then, we get to the course content, and this is what I'm talking about. Every week, there will be a folder. Week 1, obviously this week, May 11th to May 17th. So the weeks, as you'll notice by the dates, go Monday through Sunday. I'm doing that because of the way I have the deadline set up in this summer course. So then week 2 would begin next Monday, May 18th, and go through Sunday, May 24th, week 3, Monday, May 25 through the 31st, and we work our way all the way down to week 10. Week 10 is a little bit different because we end, of course, on a Friday. Commencement is Saturday, so week 10 is a bit shorter. It's July 13th, that's a Monday, through Friday, July 17th, and then that represents the duration of the course. When you click on the course content, you'll get objectives for the week. Then there's a certain number of activities, I'm calling them. But what it is, it's related to each unit within that week. And in general, there will always be 2 units per week. And then I'll have related content viewing or content reading that I think you need to do. So right now, for example, you don't see links right in here because I'm recording these. I need to upload them after they are recorded. But I will do a brief personal intro video because some of you, as I look at my roster, some of you I recognize, and you likely recognize me from past courses or I don't know, other capacities in which we have met or worked, but I don't recognize all the names in my roster. So I'll give a brief personal intro. This to me is the overview of the course going through Blackboard. I'll go through the syllabus here momentarily, but then I'll also do a brief content video for just this week, week number 1 on grammar and style, just some basics there, and then what do editors do, so you get a feel for what exactly I'm going to want you to try to embody or what I'm going to want you to try to develop in yourself over the next 10 weeks. You'll have then an assignment or 2 or 3 depending on the week and what we need to do, and so I'll talk a little bit more about this assignment, I think, in the content video. Same thing with the quiz. But at least you see how the modules look. That's what I wanted to show you in course content. Now, you'll notice some of these ones forthcoming are not complete, and that's because I think I know what I want to do, but I haven't put it in yet. This is the first time this course has been offered online. So there will be a bit of a learning curve for me too, I guess. The just FYI, as I find interesting links that I think could be pertinent to you professionally, maybe personally, I'll drop those in the just for your information link. And then of course my grades, that's pretty self-explanatory. And because again, this course aligns with iLearn at Ball State University, I have certain Ball State University links that need to go in here. And that's what you'll find down here at the bottom of your left-hand column. So let's go into the syllabus now that I've overviewed what the Blackboard site encompasses. In the syllabus, you'll have the link here where you can go to it. They also ask me to post it directly into Blackboard, but when I do that, it kind of messes around with my format. So technically it is here, but I would recommend that you click on this link, which will redirect you to an actual Word document, and then you can see the syllabus as originally intended, and that looks like this when you open it. So let's see, I will give you just an overview. I presume you can read, and you should read this. I'm not going to belabor the point, but you do need to know what's expected of you, especially in an online course where I'm not going to be there day after day, class session after class session to remind you. So again, discipline, folks. You've got to make sure that you're on top of your game. And I understand that it's summer, and that kind of breeds a certain laissez-faire, laid-back approach. And you may be able to have that too if you are on top of things and you stay on top of the content week to week. And that's where the quizzes may help you. So I've got contact information in here along with my social information. Office hours, again, I mentioned Skype as an option. If you are on campus this summer, you're welcome to meet with me in person too. So here is the general course information. The required text, I will emphasize this. You will need your style book. Now I'm asking for the 2014 edition. Usually in May, if not May, then early June, the Associated Press does come out with its new edition. So it will be the 2015 shortly. But I would be fine if you use the 2014 version. And then I also want you to get just a used copy of this book. This is a good book about grammar. And again, some of you may think that you know it, and that's great if you do, but I think I'll get a good feel as a class how you perform based off of the quiz in week 1. And then again, some recommended resources. Quite frankly, these come from my colleague, Professor Cheryl Swingley. She recommends these, and I'm familiar with some of them. For example, this paper book, I actually have this one, and I had it before, I saw her syllabus, which recommended it. But some of these other ones are a little new to me, so I'll be checking them out too. Anyway, so what are we trying to do here? We've got 5 intended outcomes. Of course, we need to, as editors, strengthen your command of usage, grammar, spelling, punctuation, and style. But we're going to do more than that. And for some of you who may have had this course with Swingly, this is where we're going to deviate a little bit. You're going to be doing headlines and cut lines. Now that may be pretty similar and parallel her class outline. Um, but I'm going to be having you do some basic introduction to InDesign. And I don't think that she does that. So this is going to be a little bit different for some of you, but I think it will be worthwhile. I want you to have a basic comprehension not only of editing line by line for grammar, usage, style, what have you, but I also want you to have a good feel as an editor for layout, a better understanding for how things should go and where, and then why they should go where they go. So that's going to be a little bit different. Anyway, those are your 5 outcomes, emphasizing a few of them anyway. The department policies, excuse me, those are listed here, as are the university policies. My submission procedures, you're going to probably do most of your work in Blackboard because, again, it's an online course. We won't physically meet in order for me to collect hard copies from you. What that means, though, is that you've got to pace yourself, as I've said before. I mean, if the assignment is late, it is late, and it will close in Blackboard, and you won't be able to submit it unless you give it to me as an email. And you'll see right in here, I have, do not send to my email inbox. So if I do get an email from you because you have no other alternative, what that's going to tell me is that you were late and you will be docked. And that's the next point. Deadlines. This is an editing class, and if you're ever going to become an editor, and some of you may not think that is in the cards for you, and that may be fair, but the fact is that you still need to take this course, and it's a journalism course. I expect you to get things in on time, especially since I try to give you as much advance notice as I can. Your evaluation will be this, 40%, pretty simple, 40% your aggregate quiz score, so the points you earn out of the points total times 40%. Then we'll have a series of homework assignments and exercises. So your aggregate points, your point total, divided by the actual point total of all those assignments and exercises times 50%. And then I do have a final project planned that will incorporate some of those InDesign principles that I'll introduce you to over the next 10 weeks. So the evaluation component description outlines those in greater detail. And what I've tried to do is outline those in conjunction with our outcomes, so you get a better feel for why I'm asking you to do what I'm asking you to do. There is something that you should know about extra credit, and if you know me from past courses, you know this is rare. I don't hardly ever really offer any extra credit, but because this is an editing class, I'm okay offering you up to about 20 points. Now this would probably go into your aggregate homework score. That's how I would finesse that in to your overall course grade. But I want you to find errors in the pro content. So Star Press, New York Times, Huffington Post, as you find errors related to spelling, AP style, and so forth, I want you to submit tangible evidence of that. So I'm going to need screenshots, for example. That's probably the easiest way for you to do it. And I'm going to need you to then, in that email where you send me the attached screenshot, clearly identify where the error occurs, and then also explain how you fix it. And you earn your credit by correctly fixing erroneous content. So that's extra credit as an opportunity for you. And then just to round this out, the course schedule. So obviously week 1, here are the dates, Monday, May 11th through Sunday, May 17th. So these are the 2 units, and I set that up so that it would kind of mimic a real course as if we met on campus. Usually you'd have a Tuesday agenda, you'd have a Thursday agenda. Okay, well, if this were the first day of class, we would be talking about the syllabus. And then, the second day of the first week, we'd probably get into our intro and review of grammar and style. So I do want you to read certain things. Swingly has a great PowerPoint. It is very involved and long, but it's kind of like a grammar manual. And then I have my own PDF to that effect. And then I also would like you to read a PDF about basic AP style. Oops. And so when you go into Blackboard, into the course content, you're going to see that in here under week 1. So there they are. There are those links. And I'm going to want you to take a look at those. So that is where I'll leave it for right now with the schedule.